Welcome, riders, ridettes, and pillions. Today is a day I've been looking forward to for a long time. I've come down to Colorado Springs so that I can ride my Triumph Speed Twin up Pikes Peak. For those of you who live under rocks and don't know what Pikes Peak is, it's a very famous 14,000 foot mountain with a scenic road that leads all the way up to the top. That's actually it right there in front of us. I've been here once before when I was a little kid. I was on a trip out here with Boy Scouts and we took the little cog railway up to the top of the mountain. That railway is actually shut down right now so they can renovate it, but that's fine because my goal is to ride to the top. For as long as I can remember, my bucket list has included ride or drive to the top of Pikes Peak. As I've mentioned before, I came here to Colorado a year ago for about a week and I was renting a Subaru WRX and I really wanted to take it to the top of Pikes Peak while I was here, but it was May and the conditions were really nasty, and the one day that I would have had the opportunity to go up, the road was closed like less than halfway up due to inclement weather. So that was a really big disappointment and I knew that I would have to come back. Little did I know that just over a year later I would be back on a bike that at that time I could only dream of owning, and fortunately today is much clearer. There are no clouds up there. This is one of the clearest days we've had while I've been here, so I don't know, I may luck out. Now I do happen to know that the road leading up Pikes Peak is not open all the way to the top. I think they have you stop at mile 13 out of 17 and then you have to take a shuttle the rest of the way up. I think it has to do with trying to reduce crowding at the top or something like that. But I will at least be able to go all the way to the top, and I'll be able to experience most of the incredible road that leads there. Anyways, we're almost at the gate. I'll catch up with you in a sec.
Okay, I don't put this on, well, you don't have a windshield, that's why I put it on there, so just hang on to it, stick it somewhere.
Okay.
And no, like I said, there'll be a guy flagging you, but park on the apron with the other bike.
Okay, thank you.
What year is this one?
Oh, it's 2019.
Nice.
Have a good one. Yeah. All right, we're here. So he said we can go up to miles 16 out of 19. So that's not too bad. Not sure if this will count for that bucket list item, but it's at least going to be worth doing. No drones. Yeah, I knew that would be the case. I didn't bring mine today. There's actually a very famous race held here every year that you may have heard of, the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. I have this poster that hangs on the wall at home. That's a cluster of outlines of all the world's great racetracks. Oh, thank you very much, sir. And among them is the single black squiggly line that is the Pikes Peak Highway, which I think is very cool. Now I get to add this to the small number of those race courses that I've actually ridden on. The other two, in case you're wondering, are Summit Point, West Virginia, and Virginia International Raceway. This is neat. A dam. Oh man, that peak still looks pretty far away. I know altitude is going to become a concern. I've still got about 5,000 feet to climb. It'll be interesting to see how it affects me. I know it's possible that it will kind of dull my reflexes or even affect my equilibrium or sense of balance. So I'm definitely going to be taking it easy on those sharp corners just in case I start to get lightheaded. You'll see what I mean when we get up there, but man, one mistake and it's a long way down. It is getting cold. I've been sweating all morning, but I'm glad I have these layers on now. Oh my god, it's totally exposed. There's nothing up here. I think this is really my first time being above the tree line here. I think the highest point I reached at Loveland Pass was like just at the tree line. This is well above it though. This is the highest I've been up so far. Oh my god. Look at the drop. Whew. It's like I'm on the edge of a piece of paper. I mean, if you couldn't see the slope on my left, if all you could see was this way, you would think that this road was just suspended in space, like Rainbow Road. You know, if you saw my video shortly after I got here to Colorado, where I went to Squaw Pass, I kept talking about how that was like being on the roof of the world. This is like clambering up onto the top of the chimney that sticks up out of the roof of the world. Oh man, and it looks like we're here at the shuttle parking lot. So I'll get myself parked. We'll hitch a ride up to the summit and I'll catch up with you there. Alright, well, I got some incredible news. I was just getting in line for the shuttle. That line right there, which would have totally sucked. They're going up in these little vans. And the dude who's running the show comes up and says, hey, they have a little extra room at the top. I can send 7 people. My hand shot up. He pointed at me, started counting off other people. I ran back to the bike. Did I even set my coat up? Yeah, I did. Wait. Oh God, my helmet's not even done. Oh, geez, that's bad. People were bolting for their cars. And so I just got on my bike as fast as I could and skipped the ear pro. Didn't buckle this. Oh my God, I get to ride my motorcycle to the top of Pikes Peak. I thought I wasn't gonna do it today. You know what, I need to stop and strap my helmet up. That's not safe. Little soft roading. Speed Twin doesn't mind that. This means that some slower cars are gonna pass me, but you know what? I at least made it through the gate. All right, let's do it. Oh man, yeah. The bike has no power at this altitude. Whew. Neither do I. No brain power anyway. Look how, with the smoke, you can barely see the next mountain range over. This terrain is alien. This is like being on another planet. Holy cow. I am so fucking lucky. I mean, I would have had to have been riding in one of these things, which, aside from not being a very good time and cutting me just short of riding all the way up myself, it's not very safe being packed on a bus with a bunch of people like that. I cannot imagine being Guy Martin trying to deal with turbo lag in these corners. Ooh, man, it's getting cold. It's getting real cold. I just have my mesh jacket with a regular cotton hoodie underneath, because I know, you know, it's going to be 90 degrees today, so once I get back down to the floor, I'm going to want to have just the mesh jacket on. But even these 2 layers, there's still a good amount of air coming in. Oh, they're doing a lot of construction up here. I get it. So there's very, very little parking. Little bit of mud. That's all right. We're going to be... I'm almost glad I didn't wash the bike yet, because it would just be getting dirty again. I rode my motorcycle to the top of Pikes Peak. So, there's the road we came in on. Even more of it back there. And then, all the way down there. Remember when we rode across that dam on our way in? It is truly incredible how high up we are. So, like, you look over the edge and you see all the way down to the ground. You see how far away that is. But that's not the ground. That is the tops of the other mountains next to this one. That is the ground all the way out there. And not much further beyond it is just this gray band. Just this gray belt line that runs all the way around the horizon. That's the smoke. That is a little town called Cripple Creek. I think it was a mining town way back in the old days, and now it's kind of touristy. And look, that way, you can't see anything at all. I'm guessing that's just the next couple ridges over, but from here, it looks like the edge of the world. Alrighty, well, about ready to head back down. It is hard to breathe up here. And it's also really hot in the direct sun. When I parked up, it was chilly, and I actually put on my Itchy Boots neck buff that I've been carrying around the entire time in Colorado, but it hasn't been cold enough for me to put it on until now. But, I mean, within 5 minutes, I was just overheating. I don't know, I think maybe in the thin air, it's just a little more strenuous to do normal walking around. You saw, I was kind of scrambling over some rocks. Honestly, I like the view better from the road anyway. I know that Pikes Peak is only one of like 50 plus 14,000 mile peaks here in Colorado, but this one of course is special because of its prominence. You know, it stands so much taller than its surroundings, whereas some of the other 14ers are, you know, pretty close to each other. And also of course because it has a road that leads all the way up to the top. Most of the other ones you gotta hike it. That airflow that airflow actually feels pretty good. I'm not hot anymore. Oh, look at that dog. What a great dog. When I was getting ready to leave, there was a guy at the top next to me in a truck getting out with his wife and daughter. And he said to me, "You've got some cojones." And I was like, thank you. What do you mean? He's like, he said, "I wouldn't have come up that road on that thing." He also told me that if I like this and I'm not afraid of heights, I should go skydiving. Which, that's kind of on the list too. Oh, you know what? Speaking of the list, let me pull over here for a sec. I need to do something. Gotta get on my bucket list note here. Boom. That's a check mark. This Mitsubishi up ahead is going so slow that I could basically just coast downhill. Actually, you know what? Let me put it in neutral. Kill the engine. Just modulating the rear brake. I'm going down Pikes Peak with the motor off. All right. I'm sure somebody is going to know of a reason that this is dangerous, but you know, I guess I don't want to ride the brake the whole way down. I'll just kind of alternate between the front and the rear. All right, bye-bye, Prius. Mandatory brake check. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna smell them? Thank you. What, did she see the word Brembo or something? Yeah, that temperature is going back up. I touched on this a bit in my travel series that just wrapped up, but preparing for weather is without a doubt the hardest thing about being a motorcyclist in Colorado. It can change so fast and be so drastically different between two places. You know, when I was coming back from Grand Junction on my last day, I went into the Eisenhower Tunnel under clear skies. Popped out the other side. Thank you, sir. Popped out the other side and it was raining. Pikes Peak is no exception, of course. I was hot on the way up, cold when I got up there, and then I got hot up there, and then I was cold again on the way down. Now I'm getting towards the bottom and it's hot again. Looking for a place to stop and unlayer. That's not going anywhere. Well, we're leaving Pikes Peak behind us. And we're leaving that bucket list item thoroughly checked. I'm sure I'll be back here at some point. Perhaps on or in a completely different vehicle that's cool and unique in its own way. It never really mattered what vehicle I was going to come up here in. It could have been a car. I mean, you know, I'm into cars almost as much as I am bikes. Or it could have been just any motorcycle that makes me happy. But the fact that it ended up being a Triumph Speed Twin, is extra special. I still owned my Triumph Street Twin when I was last here a year ago, and the Triumph Speed Twin had just been released, and I was so smitten with this motorcycle because not only did it take everything that I didn't like about the Street Twin and correct it, but it also took everything that I loved about that bike and turned it up to 11. The only problem was that it was way out of my reach price-wise. Little did I know it would actually be the early days of a pandemic that brought a Speed Twin into my life. But that's a story for another day. For now, I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy that after I get home and go through all this footage and edit a video of it and post it, then I'll get to start thinking about what I want to cross off my bucket list next, and I wonder what motorcycle I'll be riding when I do it. Anyways guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more like it, make sure you subscribe to this channel. By the time you see this, I'm actually already back in the Washington, D.C. area, but for these last 2 weeks that I'm here in Colorado, I'm focusing on getting out and riding and filming, rather than taking the enormous amount of time it takes me to edit videos. So even though I'm already back east, and you may have even seen 1 or 2 videos posted that I filmed there, there are still a couple more Colorado rides that you're gonna get to see from this channel. Plus, I have some pretty exciting plans for the return trip east that you're not gonna wanna miss. So stay tuned. As always, thank you so much for watching and commenting. That is awesome. And as always, wait, no, I lost my train of thought there. Anyways, ride safe, and I'll see you back here for the next video. Thanks for watching. Look at this, my freaking Reese's snack mix looks like it's about to explode from the pressure differential.